I'm not saying he's going to be the next Billy Ranford, but he has certainly stepped up and played more of that Edmonton Oilers style where they're okay with him letting in a certain amount of goals as long as he doesn't let in too many. And I'm curious to know if we're going to see Skinner for the rest of the playoffs here.
Well, let me ask you this question. Is Calvin Pickard not potentially the next Billy Ranford? Because if you're familiar with that situation in the 90s, I get it. It was before I was born. Grant Fuhr's
By the way,
guy.
Bill Ranford coming up in our summer series. Make sure you tune in all summer long. We got Bill Ranford coming up and a lot of other great guests. Go.
1990s. Or 1990, I should say. Grant Fuhr's the guy. He's a starting goaltender. The definition that I use all the time, Grant Fuhr goaltending. You're not making big saves. It's just you don't give up more than them. That's all you had to do. And that's how they won 4 mugs with Grant Fuhr. But all of a sudden, Grant Fuhr's not playing well. He gets injured. They throw this kid from Brandon, Manitoba, Bill Ranford. Ever heard of him? They throw him in the net, and he wins the Conn Smythe Trophy, takes them all the way to the promised land. Does that not sound exactly what's happening here in 2025? Stuart Skinner, he's the guy. He cost them goals. He cost them series. They could have won the Cup last year and swept the Panthers in 4, but he stunk the first 3 games of the series. And now he stinks so bad this year, they said, let's throw Calvin Pickard in. This guy's an American League goalie, and I'll own that. I said 2 weeks ago, this guy's a good American League goalie. He's not a good NHL goalie. Well, guess what? Calvin Pickard listens to this show every single Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern and says, hey, Trev, I heard what you had to say about me. Thanks for the 2 cents, bud. Go back to opening the door in the Fed. I'm going to show you how a real pro does it. And he has turned it on. 5 straight wins to start off his career being a playoff starter for the Edmonton Oilers this season. What a performance. And, to be honest with you, it's not pretty. It's not overly technical. He's very clunky as far as from a structural standpoint as a goaltender. But they don't ask how. They ask how many. Who cares how it looks? He's getting the job done, and man, does that team look dangerous. Well, Winnipeg boy, too. We love our Winnipeg boys.
Well, look, before I start singing his praises, I will send a shout-out to Logan Thompson, who managed to get himself a win and tie up that series with the Carolina Hurricanes. And in saying that, sometimes it comes from an unlikely source. Calvin Pickard, yeah, he absolutely could be that guy. There's no doubt. I think that the Vegas Golden Knights have, in Game 1 at least, I'm talking specifically about Game 1, they smelled blood in the water, and they thought, okay, here comes the backup. Let's go. He's fresh. Let's get at him quick. And they ignored the fact that there are so many gaps in the Edmonton Oilers defense that they looked past that Oilers defense and went straight to the goal. They did not exploit that bad Oilers defense. And let's be honest, the Oilers are an offensive team. 100% they are offense before defense, and they will even admit that. We've talked about this on the show before. But the fact that they did not exploit that Edmonton Oilers defense made Calvin Pickard look really good. And I love him. He's a Manitoban, like you said. He's a Winnipeg boy. I'm going to go to bat for him whenever I can. But the fact that they let the Oilers defense look as good as they did, I think is a disservice to how good the Vegas Golden Knights are and how bad the Edmonton Oilers defense is.
Tip was nice. Tip was real nice.
Yeah, the tip was really good. I mean, that's experience. That's experience right there. Mark Stone showed that in spades. And I don't think the Vegas Golden Knights are anywhere close to being done in this series. I think they've got they got a mug a lot more recent than the Oilers do, and they have the same lineup to show for it. I know the Oilers
cheerleader squad too.
Look, when it comes to Sin City, they don't do anything half-assed. I'll tell you that. Do we even want to bring up? I'm really curious to know, and no one's talking about it. No one's talking about this because they haven't gone there yet. But do you think that? Do you think the same way you talked about Tyler Seguin having security outside of his door back when he was playing for Boston, do you think there's anything similar around Evander Kane's room when they're in Vegas? Because just saying, we know how that history is. I'm just saying. I'm just asking the question. I don't know the answer. I'm just asking the question.
Well, here's a better question. Do you think the security is to stop E. Kane from going to the Chino, or do you think it's to stop his ex-wife from blasting him and coming to the hotel?
If you enjoyed what you just saw, we do new clips every single day, twice a day on the Clips channel. You see clips right here. And beside Dave's crotch, we have a full-length show every single Sunday, right by my hand.
Click right here.